Christopher Doc Blaylock comes a tale of supernatural revenge. After witnessing a brutal murder by a Russian mob boss, Elizabeth Payne is hunted down, beaten, raped, and left for dead. What they didn't know is she's a descendant of a centuries-old lineage of powerful witches. She's back. She does not want justice, and revenge is not enough. It's blood she's after, and there's no depth to which she won't sink and no price she will not pay to get it. From Throwback Studios, and published by Dark Gift Comics. Pariah, Blood and Mud. Sign up today, only on Indiegogo.
So just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it.
Chocks out from under the wheels. Flaps up. No offense, Margaret. Contact. We're off. Brum, brum.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Oh, what heights will hit? On with the show, this is it.
And the doctor is in, baby. So I was going stir crazy and bored, getting fidgety and restless, and I thought, well, I'll just go live and see who shows up. But I actually have a topic tonight, and that's this. I'm a movie aficionado. I love movies. I love movies. I love movies. I love good movies. I hate bad movies. We can talk about good movies and bad movies another night, but I don't watch television. So what do? I watch YouTube. I watch lots of YouTube, and I thought I would share tonight some of the channels that I watch. And after I do this, I might get some good and accurate psychoanalysis as to what's wrong with me. So let I go over here, and then we're going to do this here. So I'm going to run through the subscriptions on my Christopher Blaylock Fine Art channel. That's the main one I use to watch stuff. So let's flip over here and entire screen, allow, and so now we're sharing, and now we're going to go over here, and these are the subscriptions. And now on my television in the living room or den, I can literally these are alphabetized and I can watch them in order, but let's just click on them. So I don't know about you guys, but I like Louder with Crowder for a more lighthearted look at politics. Plus, they're a nice long stream. Of course, the Frog Daddy, I watch him. I also, however, enjoy naval history. So this is Drakenophel, 332,000 subscribers. See the bell unrung itself. You got to watch YouTube. They do this stuff. Naval history, and he has streams called the Dry Docks. As a matter of fact, if you go to playlists, and you look for pre-dreadnoughts, the Dry Dock. These are his long Q&As. And you guys, this dude is so smart and knows so much about naval history that he can do a 3-hour stream Q&A and answer the questions off the top of his head about what kind of wood did the HMS Victory have on the deck versus the quarterdeck. You know, that kind of obscure knowledge that no one in their right mind should know, but he knows it. So there's that one. There's our boy Anthony, Dark Gift Comics. So yeah, I'll watch him, and he's going on Mandy's show here in just a little bit. So I'm not trying to step on your toes, brother. I was just bored. The Presley Girls, these are two young ladies that live in the hills of Appalachia, and they are musicians, and they tour around and they play gospel music and old bluegrass music, but they're also very entertaining to watch. I found them because I found their mother first on Celebrating Appalachia. So they're wholesome. It's fun to watch, and I enjoy them. I've enjoyed watching them over the last couple of years growing up. And again, the bell has unrung itself. Our boy Vic King, I am subscribed. Oh, I see. I see. YouTube's just doing his thing. Brain Cage, I am a subscriber. If you don't know Brain Cage, check them out. They are a comic book stream, and they are some very nice guys, and they're pretty funny. They got some good stuff. Fab Rats. Fab Rats, if I'm not mistaken, they're out in Utah, and this guy basically just builds off-road vehicles from the ground up, and it's wholesome family entertainment. He's got his whole family in there. Super nice folks. SC Reviews is an Australian guy who does funny commentary on woke culture. SC Reviews. Well worth it. All right, from Fab Rats, we run into Matt's Off-Road Recovery. The guy's got a giant off-road Corvair and a tracked vehicle and a Jeep he calls the Banana, and they go snatch people out of things that no one else can get them out of, doing these rescues. So that's pretty interesting. So shout out also to Dillard Draws. Celebrating Appalachia. She has several playlists. Christmas Bushcraft Appalachian Stories, Great Smoky Mountain National Park, traditional music, Appalachian landscape, medicinal remedies, and faith healing. I mean, just everything you can imagine about living in Appalachia, except they're not hillbillies living in a shack. They're rather well-to-do, and they live in a very nice house. Fly Daily. The only gamer I watch, he plays War Thunder mostly. I have no idea why I subscribe. I have no idea why I watch, but I do. Mainly it's because he's funny and he's good at what he does. We'll come back to that. Forbes breaking news. I like to stay on top of what's going on. In Deep Geek is a Lord of the Rings channel. Doc Blaylock is some ridiculous dude. Paul Joseph Watson. He does piercing analysis, and I enjoy it. JDA, I am subscribed for better or for worse. Comics Talk with Pop Van Zant. I watch Pops as often as I can. I go on Pop's show as often as I can. Freedom Tunes. They're short, funny, political cartoons. You guys that are artists or want to be artists, if you've never checked out David Finch's how-tos on his drawing streams, you're missing out. The guy is just simply incredible. But I actually enjoy this guy more, Sketching Scotty. So I might stream one of his one day and draw along with him. He doesn't do comic books. He's just an artist. He just draws, but he draws mostly with pen and ink. And I enjoy that. So next up, we got Michael Bancroft. It's enough said about that. Mr. Gabriel L. Taib. Task and Purpose is a video channel about military. Steve 1989. Steve 1989 tastes and reviews MREs from around the world and through the ages. The oldest one I saw this guy eat was from the Boer War. He actually opened up a ration and ate it. It's oddly informative and soothing to watch. He's a cool little dude. Oversimplified. If you've never seen it, go see it. Go watch it. They're well worth it, particularly World War I, World War II, and the Revolutionary War. Oversimplified. Hypohysterical History. Also naval history, World War II history. Piper. Ace of Clay. This guy makes things out of Super Sculpey, and he's very good. I enjoy watching it. There's George. Erwin Sanders. This guy, holy cow. You guys, this guy goes hunting for pixies, goblins, worms, all kinds of things in the English countryside. And here's the take on it. In some of his videos, you'll actually see the little creatures. The guy is apparently a special effects artist, and he's pretty good. And he started doing these videos, and they started getting a following, and then he just vanished for about a year, I think. And then he reappeared because he was scared people were thinking that he was, trying to be for real. They weren't getting the gag. But if you just watch him, you'll enjoy him. He comes across as the bumbling professor type with an assistant, and you'll see little pixies and wild goblins and whatever in there, and it's hysterical and soothing. Astrum, of course, is about space. The Daily Wire. Maple Motors. This guy, they're a used car lot of antique cars, muscle cars in Maple, North Carolina, or Maple, Tennessee, excuse me. This guy gets in every single car they sell, takes them for a test drive, does a detailed walk around on every single vehicle, and I enjoy the snot out of seeing the good old cars. It's good stuff. Mr. Graham Nolan, of course. Good stuff, Comics Gator. I am subscribed. Let me click this. The Richness, Rich Parada. Creators Outlet, Brother Will. Chip Channel Restoration. This guy goes and gets antique toys and completely restores them, start to finish. And it's not a single spoken word in it. Just him doing his thing. And it's very, very soothing. Jonah Jenton is a young lady who lives way up in the northern latitudes in, I think, not Denmark, Finland, Norway. It's either Finland or Norway. Sweden, she says. Sorry. I knew I'd get it right sooner or later. Anyway, she vlogs about it. It's very interesting stuff. Bob Gimlin, he does cryptoids. Very fascinating. Night Shift is a guy who does scale models. The great Aaron Lopresti. He is my favorite of the CG Kings. Viva PPC, I'm going to unsubscribe to that. He was running for a political office. He lost, but we'll come back to him. You haven't seen the last of him. Of course, there's our boy Elasmat, our girl Ray on Saggy Melons. Mr. Art is our friend Andy. We all know Well Read. Dave Usher is a painter that I enjoy watching. And he does a painting a day on his channel. I need to get back to doing that at some point. Sydney Watson, young lady who does conservative takedowns on topics of the day. Narrowboat Tales 247. That means 24/7. And if you click on it.
Have you ever feel free to drop in?
Oh, wait. I did that absolutely wrong.
Drop in.
Normally,
Time to time.
it's just a live stream of narrowboating on the canals in England. And he has a camera up running 24/7, so you can see where he's moored up and see what's going on. And I enjoy it. I am an avid enthusiast of narrowboating. Anfield Road layout in the loft. This guy does miniatures. He's building an entire miniature city in his loft. My son, his music. You see, he hasn't loaded a lot. Viva Family. 21,000 subscribers. Just good family stuff. He is a lawyer in Canada who does vlogs like our boy Riquet does. Artful Souls. This is Kyle Buckland's channel. He's a great impressionist painter. His style and mine are very similar, so I love to watch his videos. He's in the Midwest somewhere. Turner Venison is an almost abstract expressionist, and I love his stuff. Very young guy, but he's also very good. Viva Fry's main channel. This is all about his videos, his law videos. On Issues of the Day, Remnant Music. That's my son's band he used to be in, and they occasionally get together and still jam. I'm not going to show this one. This is a friend's channel, just, kind of home video stuff. Holly, the Cafe Boat. This is a young couple that lives on the canals, and they live on one boat and they tow the other one. and it's a cafe. This is Gary Captain Phillips. He's my favorite narrowboater. Love to watch his, they call them, what do they call them? Boat vloggers. There's a whole community of them, but he's my favorite. This narrowboat adventure, same thing. Rugby boat sales. I like to see what's for sale. Mark Feltman Productions. Mark does wonderful historical takedowns. He is a historian. He's got 1.58 million subscribers, high quality content, really good stuff. Where's the one? Montgomery is nearly killed in 1945, the first battle in the Czech Republic that people forget. Lost in the Pond. This is a British dude that moved to the United States, and he does comparisons between living in both, which I think is cool. Hernandez Designs is an artist friend of mine, 588 subscribers, and he does these cute little paint-alongs. He is also a high school art teacher, and he's very popular with the kids. Jules Guides. Jules Guides does spiffy, marvelous, pip cheerio walking tours of London, and they are fantastic. Baumgartner Restoration. This guy's channel has exploded, 1.63 million subscribers. He is an art conservator who gets famous paintings and some not so famous, and he restores them from horribly damaged back to looking new again. Stuart Davis, my buddy over in France. He is a fine artist. He paints in oils and does these tremendous tonalist works. He also teaches online, and he is well worth knowing. The mad scientist of the internet with 11.6 million subscribers is Colin Furs, like his 14-leg bike wheel concept. Let's see some of his. Let's do his playlists. Some of his projects are: he built the land speeder from Star Wars. He built the screw tank. He built the world's fastest go-kart. He has 6 entries in the Guinness Book of World Records. So he's got epic vehicles, amazing projects, like he built the Hulkbuster armor. He built a life-size TIE fighter. He's got crazy inventions, fireworks, household inventions, just all kinds of crazy stuff. This is just another friend's channel here and there. Mr. Sunday Movies. I enjoy his reviews on movies. Ellen Brennerman is an artist friend, and she does watercolor animal portraits and expressionism, and she markets a lot to the secondary markets for, like Etsy and Fine Art America. Frog Leap Studios, my man does covers of Flashdance, a Maniac, metal covers of everything. My favorite being Africa, but there's like Eye of the Tiger, Hello from Adele. There's just so many. How It Should Have Ended, or He, how Spider-Man should have ended, how all this should have ended, how that should have ended. They're cartoons, they're parodies, and they are hysterical stuff. So I enjoy those very, very much. So what do all those have in common? Hey, Mike. Hello, Miss Raina. Hey, Steven. I'm going to drop the link so anybody can come in that wants to. And let me catch up. Pops is in the chat. Let me just drop this in here. Anybody wants to pop in, they're welcome to. Amateur Anth is here. Good to see you, buddy. Pops is here. Let's make sure that went in. Yeah. And Mr. Yanafui is here. Celebrating in epilepsy. Very positive. I like that. Do they live in epilepsy? Hard life is. Oh, no. Don't tell me the video was screwed up all that time. Mike Walters is here. Andy is here. I'm glad you got to see me. Intense Webs is here. Stephen Brown is here. I should sub to Ingles Coach. Hey, Mike. I should sub to Ingles Coach Shop. He does wood and blacksmithing. Oh, I would love to. Yeah. Shoot me a link to that in our chat, Anth, and I will. Because I was going to say this. Hey, Miss Raina. Good to see you. I was going to say what all those things have in common is I'll watch just about anything. as long as it's someone who is passionate and good at what they do, and it almost doesn't matter what they do, are they good at it? I enjoy watching that. I like people creating stuff, making stuff, fixing stuff. I like Mike commenting on stuff. I love our
Yeah, I was wondering because I knew I came in a little late, so I may have missed it, but didn't seem like you mentioned anything about my channel.
I absolutely mentioned you. I did. And
I
but
probably missed it because I came in a little late.
keep in mind that those are my subscriptions on Christopher Blaylock Fine Art, which is my main YouTube channel. My Doc Blaylock one also every comic skater, every comics related person I know is in that list, but that would be boring because we all know each other.
Mr. Yanafu is asking where his channel is.
And yours is over here on the other channel. It's weird being signed into both of my YouTube channels at one time, Mike. I just got to tell you, it's a little confusing.
Yeah. Well, I had to unfortunately run solo last night because I couldn't find anybody to fill in for back my normal. When I'm doing the historical comic retrospect, it's usually better to have somebody to do it with rather than trying.
I love those, man. I love looking back at the old stuff, man. Even older than us, Mike.
Well, that's where I'm at. Right, that's where I'm at right now. I'm still covering September 1938. Last night, I went through some stuff from Centaur Comics, and primarily the readings were out of Amazing Mystery Funnies #3 from that went on sale in September of 38. I think cover date October of 38. So
right.
Read some Skyrocket Steel. Read Manhunt.
Nice.
There were some good stories in there. Now normally I naturally try to go an hour and a half to 2 hours. I went on the short end there, an hour and a half, because again, without somebody to kind of banter back and forth with, and I was still reading, but it's like, sometimes, somebody, when you have somebody else there with you, they can pick up on something that maybe you didn't, and then you get to talking about it, and then you can comment on it. So
right. Exactly right. And I enjoyed the banter very much. Let me pause this and turn the sound off, but I want to pin this comment to the top.
Oh yeah, I think you got a Russian bot there, by the way.
Well, anybody with a wrench, kill that bot, please. Do I have anybody with a wrench here? I need to give wrenches. Mike, you can have a wrench.
All right.
Let's see. Add moderator. Hey, Steven, it's good to see you. I am sorry that I missed your unboxing, but I crashed.
Well, I would just hide user from channel, right? That's how I do it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, I probably could have even done it from. Could have probably even done it for me. Well, maybe not because it's your channel. But I was told recently that that I guess you can now do if you want to block somebody or hide them or whatever, you can actually do it straight from the StreamYard. You don't have to go to the YouTube screen to do it. But as a moderator, you may still have to do that. So.
Oh yeah, I can block people from here, so I just blocked the bot. Miss Raina, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, why does it always look like you're trying to sneak through your camera?
Well, because my camera, the camera I'm using is in my laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people giving me grief for Mr. Yanafumi in particular is one of the guys about it. Hey, get closer.
Well, you don't have a legitimate stream until Mr. Yanafui gives you shit. Just saying. Miss Raina, what you up to, girl?
Nothing much. Just watching streams and trying to escape the tiredness.
Exactly why I'm here right now. I was drawing, and I hit that wall that even coffee won't get you through. But I know I'm not down for the night, so I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go live. I'll talk to some of my pals. That'll wake me up, then I'll be refreshed and I can get back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Raina, you never have to ask. You are always welcome on the show.
Yay. I'm welcome.
I appreciate that, Amp, because I will watch blacksmiths, painters, restorers. It doesn't matter. If someone's good at what they do or they make interesting content, I will watch. Mr. Yanafui Mike, he says, I'm just worried about the safety of your forehead and your monitor, of course.
I've still got, even with my cerebral palsy, I'm still got some spatial awareness there. It's not like I'm gonna, it's not like I'm gonna like come bashing through my screen or anything.
Right.
So,
Mike, you actually look like some of the camera work in those found footage movies. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Blair Witch Project. Okay, I'm not sure who's seeing this right now, but I think this booger's coming out the woods to get me right now. Miss Rena, you want to show your book?
Oh, okay.
I don't have a huge audience, but we can shill it.
All right, here's the mailing list you can show. Give me a minute.
All right, I don't have Chrome, so yeah, we'll have to.
I'm streaming from my phone.
Yeah, just throw it at me and I'm happy to do it.
Okay, I threw it in a pirate chat.
All right. I will get over here. And I got to start streaming on Chrome because StreamYard will not play audio on Firefox. I just hate Chrome.
Chrome.
Not to be confused with Chrome.
No, not that. That's the good Chrome.
That's right. All right, so here's Black Rhapsodies, Part 1, the mailing list. Please get over here and sign up for this book. The music industry can be so cutthroat. Black Rhapsody 1 is a 35-plus page black and white horror cult thriller comic. The story is about magical idols named after mythological goddesses fighting an uphill battle to overthrow an evil pop star from the music charts and save the world. And I've told Miss Rana this.
If I may inject.
Yeah.
Said evil pop star is based on none other than the queen bee herself, Beyonce Knowles. So Beyonce is the villain in my book.
I'm sure she's real proud of that, Miss Raina.
And guys, if this is not an original premise that we all have secretly wanted without realizing it, well, now you know. Because who hasn't wanted to see Ozzy Osbourne walk on stage and bite Mariah Carey's head completely off?
Oh, God.
Kind of like he bit off the head of a rat one time, or a bat or whatever.
It was a bat.
A bat, and then the time before that, it was a dove. So this new comic series takes the darkness of Puella Magi Magico Magica and combines it with the horror ultraviolence of Berserk with a bit of Jim and the hologram sprinkled in. Wow.
You've actually watched some anime there then, huh, there, Doc?
I may or may not have seen some anime. I will neither confirm nor deny.
He's a secret weeb. He's in a closet.
Backers can choose from many different perks, such as exclusive posters and variant covers. So sign up, get access to a secret tier and a unique trading card. And of course, you will get updates. How weekly do you update, Miss Raina?
I try. It's pretty sporadic because I'm still kind of in the purgatory of the campaign draft. But I do update people about how many signups I usually get because I got nothing much to update.
Right on. Yeah, on mine, I try to do an update every Monday. Even if it's just, here's one or two little photos with this thing of a panel or two, just to show what's going on. And let's bring in Mr. Stephen B. What's up, Stephen?
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Come on in the house, brother. Wipe your feet.
If I could change
how's it going, Doc?
the world, I would be the sunlight in your universe. Something good if I could.
How's it going, everyone?
Going good, Stephen. And again, I'm publicly apologizing to Stephen. I was actually supposed to go on his unboxing stream. I hit the wall last night at 8 o'clock, and that was it. I was gone. And I had
8 o'clock your time, I take it?
Yeah. And Stephen had DM'd me and said, hey, my box came. And I'm like, Cool. When's the unboxing? But before he could reply, hit the wall and passed out. Anth says he's doing some drywall mudding and sanding. So he mainly
Are
just
you on the East Coast, Doc?
I am.
Okay.
The only coast. So Anth, are you working on your own home? Or you're working a job somewhere? And Stephen, I did go back and I watched your unboxing though, and I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
You know, and in spite of the fact that Anthony was on there, you did good. So I'm going to actually ask you guys to hold down the fort for a second while I go warm my coffee back up.
All right.
All right.
Take it away.
All right. Well, I mean, I had my stream last night where I went over Amazing Mystery Funnies number. Well, aside from that, of course, I did some preview work, showed a little bit of like a couple number one issues of Little Giant Detective Funnies and Uncle Joe's Funnies. Now, Uncle Joe's Funnies, even though it was a one shot, it was more of an activity book than a comic book. They had, they had like 3 comic stories, and then the rest were like all activity pages where, mixture of puzzles, magic tricks, games, that kind of thing. And then also went over a little bit of Star Comics. This all, of course, these were comics that went on sale in September of 1938 from Centaur Comics, which originally started out as Comics Magazine Company, which is where The Clock had originally debuted before heading over to Quality Comics when they started up in 1937. So,
Okay. I am not familiar with older comics, so I get lost easily.
Well, these are even older than me and Doc. I mean, that's 1938. That's basically back in the golden age of comics. That's back at like the dawn of time when it comes to comicdom.
I would probably never read them because they're that old.
Well, yeah. I mean, granted, I don't know if you have an interest in knowing about those, but I usually do cover that older stuff on my show Friday, kind of doing a historical comic retrospect where I'm kind of working my way, forward. Started all the way back in 1933, now up into 1938. I mean, you're more than welcome to drop by and check out what we're doing if you just happen to want to, just see what's going on.
Those don't usually interest me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Comics like that are very difficult to get your hands on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Thank you for holding down the fort.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go around the panel here, and I'm going to ask Mike and Stephen and Miss Raina the question on tonight's topic. What is the most surprising channel you find yourself subscribed to on YouTube?
Well, now I have to think. You forced me to think.
Yep. Well, we'll come around to you. I'm gonna hit Mike first.
The most surprising channel that I'm subscribed to. I don't know if I have a surprising one because I mean, what are you asking when you're asking?
Well, when when you say I watch this YouTube channel, people go, "Really, Mike? I would never in a million years have guessed that you watched that channel."
Yeah, since I don't necessarily talk about the channels I watch, I mean, I don't get that kind of reaction. I mean, like a lot of the channels I see among the channels, of course, that I'm subscribed to include many of the people that I've gotten to know, like yourself. Obviously, Pop's channel, I'm subscribed to him. RJ's channel with Critical Blast, I'm subscribed to him. I'm subscribed to Doug. I'm subscribed to Yellow Flash. I'm subscribed to Crows of Judgment. I'm basically a lot of my subscriptions have been. I've picked up more and more subscriptions in the last 2 years here when the whole, as the whole Vic Mignogna situation was going down.
Right.
Because, I was kind of funny prior to that situation.
Did Vic Mignogna's situation ever end? Isn't it still going on?
Well, okay.
The thing is where the Vic Mignogna situation is right now is where everybody's still waiting on the appeals court
Mhm.
whether or not he wins the appeal. If he wins the appeal, then the case can go forward, can move.
Mhm.
He can move forward. If not, then if they decide that Judge Shum
Right.
ruled correctly, which I think most people say he didn't, and even Nick is, but the drama still the drama around it has somewhat died down, but you still have a few of these KVers out there, like you'll hear it every now and again where he's at a convention or he's scheduled to be in a convention, and somehow some of these KVers will sit there and will start making noise and intimidate
Right.
cons to like kick it, to basically,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not as in that particular case, it's not as it's not as active. It
Right.
has kind of quieted down, but it's still a little bit active. But I would say I don't have any like surprise. I mean, and I've told you some of the. I mean, I'm also subscribed to Micah Curtis. I did more recently subscribe to Ethan Van Sciver. But prior to the whole Vic Mignogna situation, I wasn't necessarily subscribed to a whole lot of people. I just, basically YouTube was kind of like just another form of a television to me.
Right. That's what I use it for.
Yeah. So, but then when the Vic Mignogna situation got going, and I wasn't uploading videos at that point either. As I was watching, as I was coming to learn some of these people and subscribing to them slowly but surely, like as I said, like Tug, Yellow Flash, Nick Ricada, Hero Hay, SG Sammy, a few of these guys. I remember there was one particular stream that Yellow Flash did where
Well, wait a minute. We're gonna circle back to that. Let me finish going around the panel.
Yeah, I
here.
know. Doc, you should know me by now. I can get going, and I have.
Oh, and I don't mind a bit, but we'll come back to you and we'll keep right on rolling with that. So, Stephen, if I hacked your account, what would I be shocked to see that you were subscribed to?
Honestly, nothing.
Oh, well, damn it. That's not an entertaining answer. It should be like, I enjoy watching.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I enjoy watching Mrs. Potterfield's proper etiquette class. Come up with something quick.
It's what I'm mainly described to is pretty much videos about comics and music.
Mm-hmm. Okay, instead of the most surprising, what's your favorite YouTube channel, your go-to? You always check to see what's going on that channel.
I would probably have to say I look at Variant Comics just to see like what's the new issue that's out right now.
Okay.
And also to kind of see what's going on in the mainstream sometimes.
Okay. All right. Right on. All right, Mr. Anna, feet to the fire time.
Hey. My most surprising channels is a bunch of cooking channels. Because most of the stuff I'm subscribed to is comics, anime, manga, VTubers. Basically, generally nerdy stuff. You would never think that I will be into like cooking channels or cooking stuff.
I'm with you. What is a VTuber?
Oh God, this is gonna be a very long conversation, similar to the birds and bees. A VTuber is a virtual YouTuber. They use these anime-styled avatars and play games and interact.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what a streamer usually does, like a live-action streamer, they do it too, but with a virtual avatar.
Okay. All right. I actually know what that is.
I have never seen that before.
Look up Hololive.
Put it in the chat.
Oh God.
Try to spell
You
it.
can
Sound it out, Miss Rena. You can do it.
HOLLIBE. Hollow Live.
Okay. My stepdaughter used to watch one of those, and I have no idea which one it was, but it seemed harmless, so we let her do it. And of course, she was almost grown by then too. Hollow Live, hollow like holodeck, live, easy peasy. All right. Um, I'm you know I don't guess it's surprising that I watch naval history because I'm a sailor, or that I'm into World War II history. I'm not that damn old, but my grandparents' generation was the greatest generation, and they fought World War II, and we had a lot of World War II veterans in the family. So yes, I'm insanely interested in that stuff. But I think probably the most surprising one, someone would be surprised that I watch, would be the celebrating Appalachia. I'm fascinated with Appalachian culture. Of course, I'm from south of there. We're in the foothills of the Appalachians where I'm at. But it surprised me, guys, that I went looking for old mountain music. And what got me out of that, by the way, is if you ever watch the Andy Griffith Show when the Darlings are on there. Anybody?
I've seen that show.
You've never seen the Andy Griffith Show?
No,
Me either.
I sometimes watch it with my dad.
Okay, all right. The Darlings is the family from them there hills, and they come down and they play their
Yeah.
music. Well, anyway, that got me hunting around on old bluegrass, and that's how I stumbled across these guys. So they're the opposite of what everyone visualizes when they hear Appalachia. They picture some barefoot, inbred hillbilly living in a cabin with no water. No, these guys got a great big old house on the side of a mountain. They tour all over the world singing, and they are sweet as they can be. Just good, wholesome stuff, and I enjoy it. Now, I will say this. I love everybody's channel so far that I've come across in Comicsgate among us low level guys. Those of us who aren't CG kings, I'll put it that way. I enjoy Anthony's content. I like Steven's. I've watched Mike several times now. I say hello to him in the chat, but I can't always because the widescreen in the den, I can't type in the chat in there. I can just watch it.
Okay. Now let me clear something because I've even mentioned this to Arjun. I don't, even though I know I tend to associate more with people in Comicsgate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily, and I may have even told you this before too, Doc. I don't necessarily look at myself as being part of Comicsgate, more or less because I'm not a creative. I'm more of a commentator, and I comment. I don't just commentate on. I don't just now. Granted, they are a big chunk of the coverage I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Comics are, but
Sure.
I'm more like I look at myself more as a niche commentator, which means I cover comics, anime, cartoons, manga, pro wrestling.
And you should totally have Miss Rena on your show and spotlight her too. I am Comicsgate to the bone, but with a clarifier. There are horrible people. Well, Amateur Ant says, I disagree. The greatest generation was back in 1776. You're damn right. I'll agree that was a great generation as well. There are horrible people and good people in every single organization and or movement in the world. When I say I'm Comicsgate, I mean simply this. I support my customers 100%. I'm going to produce the best quality book that I can. I'm going to take care of my customers, and I'm going to leave my politics at the door because I just want to tell good stories. And that's Comicsgate to me.
Yeah. Well,
so if any creator is not Comicsgate, they really need to be asking themselves, why not? Why are you not? You can't say, well, because I don't like that one guy that's associated with it. Well, there's somebody you don't like associated with everything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be that one person that you don't like.
Exactly. Mr. Yanafui says, absolutely. He says, Comicsgate is not only about artists, it's about customers too, and the memes, of course. And Mr. Yanafui is the meme king.
The memes, baby, the memes.
To me, Comicsgate is about making good comics and respecting your fans and supporters.
Yep, respect those. Look,
well, again, I'm not a comic book creative though, so.
But you can be anything and be Comicsgate. You can be a fan and be Comicsgate, a commentator and be Comicsgate. Do you believe in those principles that you shouldn't use your comic books as an agenda to ram your beliefs down someone else's throat?
Yeah, because you're basically alienating half of your audience right there.
Exactly.
And I mean, I know that like Yellow Flash and Tug have both covered this a bit, where you can actually see that, particularly with DC right now, because a lot of people calling DC now dead company, where their numbers are tanking. Manga is kicking the you-know-what out of Western comics, or Western mainstream comics anyways.
Manga is killing it. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason.
Manga doesn't sit there, and the Japanese, they don't sit there. They don't try to put their personal politics into their stories.
There's no agenda to the stories. They're just stories.
Right.
And when, like, if you think about stories like this, is before most of y'all would know, but there was a great Iron Man storyline called Demon in a Bottle, and it was about Tony Stark becoming an alcoholic and the Avengers finding him unfit to serve. Now, that is topic driven, and it's pertinent, and it's socially applicable, but it's not an agenda. They weren't trying to ram AA down somebody's throat. They weren't trying to say all alcohol is bad, okay? They were just highlighting a personal struggle that character was going through.
Yeah, I think that's somewhat similar to the. I think it's somewhat similar to the Roy Harper situation in like the Green Arrow, Green Lantern team up, where Green Arrow discovers that Roy is a heroin addict.
Right. Ant says that the gem that usually gets overlooked on Yellow Flash streams is RGE. Who is RGE?
Raging Golden Eagle.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. I've seen Yellow Flash, but I'm not a subscriber. But only because there's so much time in the day. By the time I watch my streams, I'm like an old woman watching her soap operas through the day. While I'm working, I keep certain YouTube streams going. Mm-hmm. And those that aren't live that I missed overnight, I watch those next.
Well, I hope you've had a chance to catch some of my because I keep my live streams up for anybody who wants like the information that I garner.
I haven't had the chance to go back and watch your catalog, and I'm not going to lie and say I will, but I try to watch all the ones I can because on this account, Doc Blaylock, I'm subscribed to every single person in Comicsgate or Indie that I know or know of. And then on Christopher Blaylock Fine Art, there's 77 channels that I'm subscribed to that do all kinds of weird stuff.
77 channels and there's nothing on.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to leave because my phone is dying.
Okay, Miss Raina.
All right.
Be sure to go sign up for Black Rhapsody Part 1. Get on that mailing list, get an exclusive trading card and updates, and back that book when it pops. Miss Raina, thank you for being here.
I'm already signed up.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Doors always open.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Raina. So shall I go? Shall I go back to what I was talking about before, or did you want to wait on that a little longer?
I didn't hear what Steven said. I think he said he was AFK basically. Well, let me do this. I just got a message. Just want to make sure. Okay. That was Mr. Yanafui telling me to subscribe to his channel. Oh, no, he linked mine. That was very nice of him. Okay. And I'm back. All right. I was searching around to make sure I didn't miss any messages. So actually what I want to get to is when you've talked to folks that are not Comicsgate, Mike, what do they tell you about Comicsgate? Oh, I was looking for your channel, Mr. Yanafui.
What was the question? I'm sorry. What was the question again?
When you talk to people who aren't Comicsgate, and Comicsgate comes up, what's some of the stuff you hear about it?
Um,
I mean, is it the usual?
I haven't really talked a whole lot about Comicsgate.
Hmm.
First off, most of my regular viewers,
Hmm.
um, well, I know there's at least one or two who are Comicsgate. So, and we're kind of on the same, Backout, for example. I know he's Comicsgate because he's somebody who knew me from Tug's channel. We're both subscribed to Tug's channel. I think Woody would be considered Comicsgate too. I don't really talk to a whole lot of people, whatever you want to call it, anti-Comicsgate or whatever.
No, I'm not really talking about anti-Comicsgate people. I'm talking about folks that just say, I'm not Comicsgate, but I am an indie comic creator. Because I've talked to
the conversation hasn't really come up with me. Nobody really, it's
I've
kind of
talked to a few, and they've said, Mike, they say, well, I don't know how to join Comicsgate is one thing they say, and I tell them there's not like a sign up. You just you either are or you aren't. The other thing I hear is, well, isn't that like a hate group and this, that, and the other? And that's when I just dispel it. It's like, no, it's not a hate group.
Well, I do know it's not a hate group now,
Right?
As we've discussed before, But then again, there's always that sect in any group, no matter what. But
yeah, there's jerks everywhere.
There are a certain certain group of quote unquote a-holes.
Yes, absolutely.
And we know, of course, of one in particular that we're not, he
yeah.
Yeah, and actually, unfortunately, I did hear something last night when I was on Chris.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me bring George in. George, hello.
Hi, everybody. I got a great joke for you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a good one. How do you keep people in suspense?
Like this?
actually, though, Doc, to be a little serious here, when I was on Chris's Tism Schism last night, one of the guys had mentioned to me that apparently he who shall not be named apparently has COVID.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't wish harm on anyone. So I will actually pray for that person's healing. Ant says he unsubbed from Tug because he got kind of sick of hearing nonstop Johnny Depp Amber Turd crap. Couldn't take it anymore.
Well, I haven't watched as many of Tug's videos of late either because of that.
And I responded because I get burned out when there's only the one thing they talk about endlessly. Yeah. As the launch date gets closer for Pariah Blood and Mud, I will be on more frequently. I will be shilling my book. But in the meantime, why not just have fun with the YouTube channel and talk about stuff, because all of us, Mike, you do commentary, Stephen and I work on comics, and you do it all damn day. And sometimes you don't want to talk about it anymore. But right now, as we speak, I think Mandy Summers is live, and Anthony is on with her, and he better be shilling my book. Matter of fact, let's EFAP that. Is that what it's called? EFAP when you watch somebody else's video?
Well, I heard it's stream sniping.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know the terms either. Let's see if I can find out here.
In other words, where we're gonna watch her stream as we're doing one here.
All I know is that we're in stream watching another stream.
Yep. All right. So yeah, she's talking about. All right. Wait a minute. I gotta share screen.
As I understand it, FAP even EFAP has kind of how would be best to say?
Ant says, yeah, it's either EFAP or sniping. Thanks, Ant. Because I don't know this stuff. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna go into our screen. Allow. We're gonna get over here
into a porterhouse steak. with the story that she came up with. And basically,
I know you're
it's
talking about
not
Lightbringer.
like we
So can you guys hear them at all when I'm playing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
can all like get into, I think, get like relate to, because it goes away from like the big world, like, which is fun. Like, don't get me wrong, like Gun Demon was awesome, but it's like this big inner battle. This brings it back down to almost like street level, like, you know. And basically, a corrupt corporation has come into this Midwestern town and basically run all the mom and pop shops out of business. And Carter is the main character. He's the
So he's shilling Lightbringer right now, and you guys can hear him okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I typed in a hello and a hail and a howdy. So we'll see if he doesn't shill my book, I'm going to slap him when I see him. So let's see what he's got to say here.
And this guy's gonna try to bring his city back, you know, back into the light. You know, he's gonna try to salvage what he can, what hope is left in the city, and try to and turn things around. Like the funny part was, you know, like I said, I did my homework, and she was worried about being canceled. You know, she's I saw the drama that might come from this, and I was like, oh, this is nothing compared to what Comicscape has gone through over the last 5 years. So I was like, this is nothing, right? So I asked to see some of the script. The script was phenomenal. When her artist found out that she was working with a comic skater, he dropped out. So I said, no worries. I made a list. I reached out to Vic King. He was the first one I reached out to. He liked the idea. He actually knew the backstory of Lightbringer and all that stuff. So I set them up. They had a private meeting. They talked shop, and Vic was on board. That's the sneak peek card if you signed up for the email.
Okay, so
Amateur is pointing out that
yeah, that's
the
what I'm
difference
looking at.
between e-fapping and sniping is e-fapping is doing it after
Oh, look at
done, and then
that.
sniping is doing it in real time.
Thank
But
you, Ant.
the only thing is, when I hear the word EFAP, I always got the impression it meant something a little bit different. Something, let's see, what's the best way to put it? Something that is very personal, a very personal situation to guys. If you get,
Oh, I got you. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that. We're just watching we're watching a friend's channel while my publisher is on there, and he better shill my book. So
well,
this
funny
is
thing is, I got stream sniped like not yesterday, but the week before.
Did you?
And you wanted, and you can probably figure out who stream sniped me and had some not so nice things to say about it.
Oh, there's wonderful people out there. All right, so if someone snipes mine, it'll be them sniping me, sniping Mandy's. So let's go back here and see what's going on.
He pumps them out. You know, so 15 out of 32 pages are penciled, and I think this week they're setting up for the next 5 pages. I think we have to have a meeting. I have to get on board. But I'm bringing back the Blacklight tapestries from that's going to be kind of like the Dark Gift brand thing, you know.
Love it.
So I actually have, if you make me embiggen me.
I will make you big, sir.
I actually have the credits for my. I did the.
When Mandy says,
The remake of the classic 1984 movie Ghost.
I totally screwed that up. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's gold.
When Mandy says, I will make you big, sir, that just sounds wrong.
Oh, amateur here is, I guess, clearing up what EFAP actually stands for. Every frame a pause.
Oh, okay.
Come out in 2 weeks, unless you want to steam them, you can do that too. I will be shipping care instructions so people don't throw them in the dryer or put an iron on them or something. Yeah, so and basically everything's an add-on. I mean, we've got those. We've got a lot of original artwork on this project. Vic is he's putting his all into this one. So we've got the featured tier, which
Every frame of
It's
pause.
basically you're one of everything, right? So you're going to get both blacklight tapestries. Once Vic gets me the colors for his cover, then I can get a prototype of that one. But you get both blacklight tapestries, both covers, 2 trading card size sketch cards. Like Tank said, these are going to be highly detailed sketch cards done by Vic. Plus you get the trading card number 2. And you get a 11 by 14 poster of Vic's cover, that's the only tier you can get that poster in. Otherwise, you could add it on to any of the other tiers.
Awesome.
You know, Anthony, you know what I say about Vic King trading cards, right?
You don't have a... Yep, go ahead.
If your campaign doesn't have a Vic King trading card, is it really Comicsgate?
And I would like to say, I don't know if Vic is still in the chat, but I just want to say I have been, like, I've known Vic since, like, day one of being Comicsgate, and his art has always been good, but
Hey, Doc, did George leave on his own, or did you actually kick him out?
I see what he's working on. He is one of those people that are just constantly getting better at the craft. So, Vic, you are fucking killing it, dude. I'm so proud of you.
And to that point, right there where it says the cast, like those images were just the concept designs that he did to try out for Liz. Like that, those aren't like anything like quote unquote special. Like, you know what I mean? But they were so good that I was like, no, we're putting them on the campaign so we can introduce the characters. Like that's how good, like just like his concept drawing, like came out.
He's
really good.
Better and better.
Really good at pitching ladies. Really
he did an amazing job with me. So, like, because he drew amazing.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious if George had actually left on his own, or if you had, like, kind of.
What was that, Mike?
When George was in here a few minutes ago, I noticed he hadn't tried to come back. I don't know if he just left on his own or if you kind of just kicked him out.
No, I don't kick people unless they're being horrible. So that was just George being George.
Oh, okay.
So good.
He wanted to leave you in suspense, and he did.
And then,
okay, sorry, I got a little sidetracked. But okay, you also have your digital version for $10. So you can get a PDF of this if you want to.
Yeah, you get a copy of both covers, and you'll get a digital copy of the trading card number 2, both front and back. So this way, you still feel like you're getting a little something.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Nice. And then you also over here you have the Vic King cover A for $20. You have your cover.
Oh shit! I did it again. I keep doing that.
Well, you got to be careful where you have the cursor, because sometimes what ends up happening is if you, even if you're just hovering on a particular video or something like that, even sometimes even just casually touching something could shoot you to the
yeah.
Mandy has such an annoying voice, yet I still like it. Yes.
Is she from the South or something, like from Texas or something like that?
Listen, Mandy literally lives like 20 minutes up the road from me. Do I sound that Southern? No. Nobody sounds that Southern. But apparently that's her real voice. So, maybe she's got some Arkansas in her or something.
Arkansas, where like RJ and Whitty are from.
Oh, I didn't know RJ was Arkansas. Let's see what they're still shilling. You better get to my book, Anthony. I'm just telling you. I texted him and I told him we were screen sniping him. And I said, Mike is here and he's being mean.
I'm being mean. How am I being mean?
You're not. I just said it. Let's see. Let's go back to I was there. I'm losing my mind, y'all.
You're losing track of where that cursor is, and that's probably what's tripping you up there.
I'll probably put the cursor to the far side.
It's technology, and therefore, even if I do everything right, it's still going to fight me. All right, let's jump back in here. See what Anthony's saying.
Boston, I'm in Jersey. Liz is in Louisiana. I'm doing the fulfillment. That's part of my job as the publisher. So to do sketch covers would be hard. So what he's come up with is he's doing a 7x10 original drawing like a real, like what you would see inside the book, that kind of like drawing that slides right in with the book. You can either keep it in with the book, or you can take it out, frame it, stick it on your wall, whatever you want to do with it, and still enjoy your book without ruining the sketch cover. So that's what we're doing here with the 7x10 original art with his cover as well. You can get, if you wanted my cover, you can get it with it's his artwork. The only thing I did creatively on this was the variant. So all this artwork is all Vic. Both blacklight tapestries, if you want to get the two, get both of them. And then we have with original page art, we have 12 of those, I think.
All right, come on, get to the good stuff. Get to my book. No, I love Vic King. Mr. Yanafui says, she's pretty, so I allow her to talk like that. And Ann says, yep, Yanafui, that's true. All right, let's get back. You better show my book, guys. I'm just telling you, Stephen, Mike.
Yeah.
I'll kick his ass.
Or as The Rock would put it, I may shot my foot up and stick it straight up your candy.
Well, I can tell you that he hasn't showed it yet,
right?
Because I just went back to his stream, and and kind of backtracked.
Yep. All right. Looks like they're winding this part up, so he needs to go on to the next thing.
Not a good artist, but literally every time I see his work, it's just getting better and better and better. And so I'm just so thinking proud of him. It is all traditional. He's a traditional artist, so
all his pencils and inks are all traditional, absolutely. And this is exciting because, my first campaign, funded and did well. It's actually I'm a little late, but it'll be shipping next month. This got funded. We got 3 days left in the main campaign on this one. We're talking about maybe taking things off. We haven't figured that out yet, so we'll probably announce that on the closeout stream on Tuesday. So if there's anything you see here that you like, you might want to jump on it because it might not be there after Tuesday. And then we have, just to throw it out there real quick, you saw Doc Blaylock is in the chat. He's got a book coming out in spring, Pariah, Blood and Mud, which that book is going to melt your face off. And that's also going to be a Dark Gift Comics publication. So,
well, looks like you won't have to kick his ass there, Doc.
Moved on over to publisher over here. Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, another great campaign, you guys. Be sure to
You're going to play the trailer now.
As many people as humanly possible. Support all of these guys down here. I mean, seriously, they work so hard on this stuff. You have no idea. So Doc is saying to play his trailer. Is there a trailer I should be playing?
The book isn't signed up. The trailer's there. I can pull it up if you want me to pull it up. It is cool. I'm actually you can actually go sign up for Doc's, and Doc comes from, he actually did a stint in comics in the 90s, in indie comics in the 90s, and then he shifted his attention towards fine art. He's actually a painter, and then when the world went to hell, people weren't buying paintings anymore, because his paintings were selling for...
Trust me, they're not. I used to make, that was my living, painting and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all fun though. No.
And so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna give a shot at doing comics again. And let me just move this over to you. I'm sorry.
No worries.
And if you've ever seen, basically, you'll see the trailer, but I'll give a little brief synopsis. Have you ever seen the movie I Spit on Your Grave?
Yeah.
All right, picture that. Only the victim is a witch, and she can summon a golem to do her dirty work for her.
Oh,
so that's what this book is.
Awesome. That sounds awesome.
So I'm going to share my screen right now.
Make sure you share audio, love that.
Of course. Well, the nice thing is StreamYards actually keeps it checked off for you now. So.
Right.
All right. So yeah. So
All right,
this
you
is.
guys.
This is Doc. This is a trading card you get if you sign up. One thing that's going to be a perk on the tier is he's going to do actually hand painted portraits of each character, which we're going to turn into basically like 5x7 cards. So it'll be a print, but it'll be of his actual art. And I think we're going to actually sell. Yeah, I think we're actually going to sell them too. We still have to talk about that. That's up to Doc.
Hey, Doc, I'll be right back.
Okay, so here
Okay.
we go. Christopher Doc Blaylock comes to town. That's supernatural.
Looks like they're pushing your book now, there, my friend.
Yep.
After witnessing a brutal murder by a Russian mob boss, Elizabeth Payne is hunted down, beaten, raped, and left for dead. What they didn't know is that Elizabeth is descended from a centuries-old lineage of powerful witches. She's back now. She does not want justice. Revenge is not enough. It's blood she's after. And there's no depth to which she won't sink, no price she will not pay to get it.
Revenge, the sweetest morsel to the mouth that ever was cooked in hell.
From Throwback Studios, published by Dark Gift Comics. Pariah, Blood and Mud. Sign up today, only on Indiegogo.
Oh, so this is a guy I've been hearing about. This one that he who shall not be named has been dumping on about. Oh, your comics like 12 days late.
So, yes, you guys, we have showed you so many books tonight. So, before we go, if I can make that not like that. Okay. So just for those who were not here in the beginning, or if you went to get a drink or something, you missed some, we are working.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up this.
The stream snipe.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up the stream sniping. Mr. Yanafui says Dark Gift sucks at marketing. Oh, hey, at least he got on there and mentioned it, and if he hadn't, I would have killed him. Mr. Yanafui would be doing him.
I didn't even read it as I thought. I thought when I looked at it, it said "dang it," but not dark.
Oh, he said Dark Grift.
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing a little bit about Dark Grift just because I've been hearing, from a roundabout way that he who shall not be named was dumping on him for like,
oh yeah,
well, you're 12 days late. It's like,
yeah.
So I'm aware of that, but like,
yeah, I'm aware of everything that's going on with Anthony, and I know that he's going to deliver his product probably right when he said he would, like next month.
Yeah.
And it's a big beefy product, and I think everyone's going to like it. Mr. Yanifui says, I knew he wasn't going to do it right. Never trust a hippie. I trust the hippie. I really do. I like Anthony. And it's funny because we don't have a lot in common. Anthony is, I think he's a pagan, not an atheist. I'm a Christian, and I'm proud of it. He's a hippie. I'm not. He's left. I'm right. But just like everyone says Comicsgate is a hate group, nope, we get along fine. Because we both love comics and we both love music. So everything is groovy.
You don't let your ideologies get in the way of that.
Exactly. And this is the uniting thing amongst all of us. We all love us some Yanafui. You're nobody until Yanafui memes you. And Yanafui actually welcomed me into Comicsgate a few months ago with a meme, and I could not have been prouder. And the other rite of passage is that Jabba has to troll your channel at least once. So if Job ever shows up and trolls you, Mike, don't get offended. He's welcoming it
Well,
into the fold.
I'm kind of a little, even though RJ told me it wasn't as bad as I thought, I'm a little wary of Java only because of, again, even though he told me it's not as bad as I might think.
No, it's not.
I've gotten the impression before that Java may be one of he who shall not be named.
He's not. He's not. Mike, you are next. All right, Yanafui's going to get you, and you got to embrace the love. You got to get Stephen B too. He's got a fulfilled campaign, Mr. Yanafui. So that you gotta break him in.
Yeah. So just kind of going back to what I was so like back in 2019, when the whole Vic Mignogna situation, I started like looking around, and that's how I found Flash and all of them. And during one of his streams, I was looking up some stuff because we're still early on in the situation. So I was trying to track down and figure out, okay, who might be on Vic's side, who might not be. And one of the things I came across that I let Yellow Flash know was because there was this VA named Illick Guardiola who started out, of course, with ADV and did some work for Funimation as well. Now, Illick had very infamously been arrested for having relations with an underage girl.
Who did?
This was a VA by the name of Illick Guardiola. He's
okay.
He's a Honduran American. However, he wasn't tried or convicted because soon after, with the mother's permit, because the girl was 16 at the time, they were in Texas, where, of course, the age of consent from 17. But the thing that made it even worse was the fact that he was a teacher at her high school when they were involved in this affair. So, but basically, they went off and got married, and that's why he didn't end up in jail, because they ended up marrying each other, he and the girl. And to my knowledge, but how they were going after Vic and claiming, oh, he's creepy, he's this, he's that, and the next thing. Well, one of the things I had found that I passed along to Flash, and they actually got some news coverage out of this, was that Illick, somebody who actually had been arrested for having relations with an underage girl,
just trying to throw somebody else under the bus.
Dated Monica Rial. Monica Rial is one of the ones who was like accusing Vic, she's the one who accused him of basically assaulting her in his hotel room.
Yeah. Yes.
She's the one who's also part of that jelly bean story.
I like both of the Anthonys though. They're both cool guys. Yeah, but you know what though? That sort of thing, the drama side doesn't even twitch my interest meter.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Well, I mean, this is the first time I've talked about that in a long time but the only reason I brought it up because one of the things that actually led me to start uploading. Myself, because the thing was I had not uploaded anything. I was just using YouTube as just another TV basically, and and they were all very excited that I got them that information, and and sharing that information, it got me go, hey, I want to be part of this conversation. Now, Grant, I haven't been on a whole lot of streams with Tug or Yellow Flash. They haven't invited me on a whole lot. Tug's had me come on a couple times when he's had an open mic night, but or when he's had open mic situations. But as you can tell, I love this type of situation where I can just come in, hang out, and talk and stuff like that about stuff. Basically, I make my connections that way. Well, so with that, I figured, okay, maybe I'll, because I wasn't sure if I could because I'm not as technically savvy. I may be able to find websites and find out all the information, absorb that information, and basically put it out there for people. But when it comes to the technical aspects of a computer,
right,
the mechanical side of it, and all that stuff will frustrate me a little bit more.
You and me both. Technology hates me.
Yeah, but so
and I hate it right back.
And at first, of course, I started out just doing like more like the stagnant video, like the stationary videos, and then about a couple of years ago, I decided to let's see, um, actually later in that year, in fact, in 2019, I think towards the end of it, I decided to give live streaming a try, and that's how the mic stand was born, and then eventually evolved into what it is today.
And that's a good name, by the way. The mic stand. That's good.
Well, taking my name and then well, what I always hope I can do, even though it hasn't happened, because one, I don't have a whole lot of people watch on a regular basis to begin with. But what I usually hope, one of the things I hope that when people come in, to watch me, reading, whether it's a Monday through Thursday part where I'm just simply reading the news stories and commenting on them, or when I'm doing my historical comic retrospect on Fridays, I'm hoping people will become engaged and start whether they're asking me questions or like particularly with the historical comic retrospect, they're asking me and my coach, which is usually Batgoat, questions. Just the whole idea of the mic stand, the idea of just trying to open that communication gate up, get people talking about like these news stories or what have you,
It's called engagement.
Engagement. Yeah. But I just, it's kind of funny because when I was going around last night trying to find a co-host, of course, tried to call on Pops rather. He said that was like last night was the only night that he hadn't streamed all month. So I was,
right.
Got into a discussion about Twitter. He thinks I should go back on Twitter and use it just strictly as a promotional platform, but I'm not really keen. I left Twitter 2 years ago because it was too much of a strain on my mental health.
Well, I did the opposite thing. I've never been on Twitter. And everyone was like, you have to use Twitter if you do a book to market, blah, 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 blah. So I am on Twitter, but I am very careful about who I follow and who is following me in comments. Hey, Slee Stack, my favorite.
Yeah, Lorenzo's here.
Or actually, it's Lorenzo, my favorite Slee Stack, my favorite reptilian cryptid. Welcome. Good to have you, buddy. Hopefully Anthony will pop on over here. I'm pretty sure he just got off stream with Mandy, so he's going to run and use the restroom, get a beer, pour a drink, roll one up or whatever, and then he'll pop in. So hopefully matter of fact, I'm going to sneak over here to my Indiegogo and see if that did any good at all.
Hey, Doc, Mike, Steven from Lorenzo right there. Marshall, Will, and Holly
on a routine expedition
met the greatest escape ever known.
High on the mountains, it caught their tiny raft
and went 1,000 feet below in the land of the
lost.
In the land of the lost.
Roar.
Yeah, that was already in syndicate. I know that came out more like in the mid '70s, part of Sid and Marty Krofft productions. But it was still in syndication when I was growing up in the '80s.
Oh, dude, I saw it first run live. You couldn't tell me shit. There's a dinosaur. Are you kidding? And I did. I love the Slee Stacks.
Yeah, as I recall.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, Lorenzo. What was the name of the articulate, intelligent Slee Stack they met? All right, go ahead, Mike.
Well, okay. I think the main Slee Stack that they talked to, I don't remember the character's name, but I do remember. I believe that was Walker Edmondson, who actually voiced him. who, of course, had done a number of voices, a number of characters for Sid and Marty Krofft, and also in later years, he would be Inferno in the G1 Transformers cartoon. He was also the Wizard in some episodes of
Enoch
the
the
90s.
Ancient Altrusian. Yes. There it is.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, that was the Croft Super Show, hosted by Captain Cool and the Cons. Let's see. Ant says, just did a beer run. My hands were freezing. Plus, I had to keep grabbing my beer back from a black guy that wanted it.
Wait, amateur Ant, is that the Anthony you're talking about?
No, different Anthony.
Okay.
If I make a beer run in the freezing cold and my hands are cold and somebody's trying to grab my beer, then that's a fight. All right, so that was the Sid and Marty Krofft Super Show. It was hosted by Captain Cool and the Cons, which was this knockoff rock band. And it had Land of the Lost. He was drunk, though, and was missing teeth. It had Dr. Shrinker. It had Wonderbug. And, oh, God, there was something else. Sigmund the Sea Monster. And then there were some cartoons.
Sid and Marty Krofft had a few of those shows. They had Sigmund the Sea Monster, Land of the Lost, the Bugaloos,
HR Puffin Stuff.
Yeah, HR Puffin Stuff, Lidsville.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was in love with one of the Bugaloos. I don't remember which one, but she was just cute as she could be. And I thought improper thoughts at a very young age. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Go over here. And then I'm going to I'm gonna live call Anthony. I'm gonna put him on speaker. Get the microphone down here.
I literally just tuned into your channel and heard you saying you were going to live call me.
You are live, brother. You gonna jump in?
I'm actually. What did my dog just chew up? I hope this just a medical bill. I'm actually gonna let the dog out and eat. How much longer are you gonna go for?
Depending on how long you're gonna be. If you're gonna be longer than a half hour, I'm gonna call it.
If it seems like I'm gonna be longer than that, I'll text you.
All right. All right. Bye.
Well, I mean, you've already been live for about an hour and a half.
Yep. Let's see. Lorenzo
you're
says,
on the East Coast. I'm guessing it's coming up on 11 o'clock where you're at.
Yep. The Land of the Lost debuted before I was hatched. I just remember it from watching it in syndication. I believe it was on Superstation WGN. That's the one out of Chicago. It was also on Superstation WTBS out of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And
it would have syndicated runs on a number of the independent stations throughout the 80s as well, because because basically in the 80s there they would have like you had your three main networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, and you had PBS, you had some of the international channels, and then you had like a bunch of like independent channels. And what they do to try to get, what they would do to try to fill out, their programming is that they buy this, they basically would purchase syndicated rights from, older shows and put them on.
So Ant wants to know what a slee stack even is. Let's check this out. Share screen. Entire screen, allow, and then let's go over here. Land of the Lost came out in 1974. Children's adventure television series created, though uncredited, by David Gerald. Let's see what he's famous for. He wrote the script for the original Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles, created the Sleestock race. So there's your dad, Lorenzo, David Gerald. Wrote the novelette The Martian Child and won a Hugo and Nebula Awards. Okay. was co-produced by Sid Marty Croft. Let's see. The Marshall family, Rick, Will, and Holly, trapped in an alternate universe or time warp, inhabited by dinosaurs, a primate-type people called the Bakuni. And by the way, the one that they adopted was Chaka.
Mm-hmm.
And an aggressive humanoid lizard creatures called the Sleestack, who were just misunderstood. Let's see. An article on renewed studio interest in feature films of the Land of the Lost. And HR Puffin Stuff commented that the decision makers of Hollywood and some big names that have personal recollections of plopping down on the family room wall-to-wall shag sometime between 69 and 74 to tune into multiple reruns of Sid Marty Croft's Saturday Morning. Yeah, man. Which is what we're doing right now. Well-respected writers, science fiction contributed to the scripts, including Larry Niven, wow, Theodore Sturgeon, Ben Bova, Norman Spinrad, people involved with Star Trek. Walter Koenig got involved at one point. The prolific Croft team, blah, 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 plot and format. Grumpy was the T-Rex, who didn't look much like a T-Rex. Dopey, I remember, was their brachiosaur or brontosaurus. There's Chaka. Let's look at Chaka. No picture? Come on. Because Chaka looked like an inbred child. I'm just saying. Let's see if we can find a picture of old Chaka. Here we go. Yeah, there's Chaka. There he is. Chaka. I mean, tell me that don't look like an inbred Wookiee. And just to answer Ant's question, we'll take a look at a Sleestack. So this is a Sleestack. Let's see if we can find an actual. Yeah, here we go. There they are. Them are the boys. And they did not scare me when I was a kid. I liked them. I thought they were cool looking critters.
Lorenzo's saying the Pakun were humanoid furries.
Yeah, they were. Those were the inbred Wookiees. Oh, let me see. Let me mute myself. Oh, thank you, Mike. You took care of that bot. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I got to give Antha a wrench and Lorenzo a wrench.
Just so people can keep an eye on that kind of garbage, right?
Yeah. If I know you and I like you, you can have a wrench because I'm just that kind. Wrenches for everybody. Yeah. And, honestly, for it to be such a campy TV show, I'm here to tell you. Now, granted, in 74, I was young, but I didn't miss it. And
74 was the year before I was born. As I said, I saw it more in syndication. So.
Yeah, and let me get back over here. I'm going to share screen again. On that same show.
Well, Kathy Coleman, who played Holly on there, she seemed pretty cute at the time, too.
Hemorrhoids, humans, damn, that sucks. I have the same condition. So, this was Dr. Shrinker. That was on that same show. Actually, it says 76. Oh, that's the 76th season. And this guy was somebody famous, but I can't remember who. But we're going to do, and we're going to go over here to the old YouTuber, and we're going to play this thing. Old Billy Barty.
He was known quite a bit back then. Well, actually, this actually reminds me of an old Super Friends cartoon.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find the other one. Yeah, there it is. The Wonder Bug intro. Schlep.
Doc, do you know a Cookie Garrett by any chance?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Only because this
What I
guy,
missed?
he put in "they rent." I don't know if that's supposed to be because the way it was printed before, the way some of the stuff had come up before, and just
Now, Wonder Bug could fly.
We're back.
And I don't know. Well, all right, Steven. They look like a Star Trek peaceful alien.
yeah. Doc, do you know a Cookie Garrett right there?
No, that's a bot.
At the bot, yeah, because I was
Yeah.
thinking that because of the print there. I couldn't tell if because like the print, I know the print there when they put those on there should be did because the Russian stuff I could tell by the writing there in their name, but this time he came in without the Russian writing, so I wasn't sure if that was a bot or not.
Yep. And I could never understand, there was the magic horn that they put on Schlep Buggy, and he would turn into Wonder Bug. It's like, why would you ever turn him back into Schlep Buggy? I mean, there wasn't a consequence to him being Wonder Bug, so why not just honk the horn and he turns into Wonder Bug, and now you got a cool car, Come on, Mike.
Those ones I didn't actually. Those weren't running when I was watching them. The ones I remember that were running in syndication when I was watching were like Land of the Lost, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, Lidsville, the Bugaloos, Bar Puff and stuff. Those are the ones that were running in syndication where I live here in California, in southern, SoCal. So
all right, I'm going to do one more because you'll remember this one too.
Okay, now I'm back.
All right, welcome back, Steven. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. We're going to do one more of these. Whoops. One more of these. This was my jam.
I did. I never saw this show, but I've seen like stuff like this on it before.
I have never seen this show. Theme sounds catchy.
And Norman Alden. Now, Norman Alden, around that, a few years prior to that, was also doing the voice of Aquaman in the original Superman cartoon. The first one, the 73 one that had Wendy Marvin and Wonder Dog in it.
Yeah, but listen, I'm just going to tell you something, okay? Electra Woman was cool, but Dinah Girl stole my heart, okay? I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Again, Mike, I was having unhealthy thoughts at a young age. Ant says...
Some people would say they were healthy thoughts. It's just that, you never...
Wonder Bug? Was that a ripoff of Kirby? I don't know. I really don't.
What's Wonder Bug?
Oh, my God. You missed it. You have to watch it. It was a Sid and Marty Krofft TV show. Basically, these kids find a jalopy dune buggy. You know what a jalopy is, right?
No.
Oh, my God. A busted up piece of shit car in a junkyard. And they put a magic horn on it, and they honk it, and it turns into Wonder Bug, the wonderful Wonder Bug. And my question was to Mike and Steven, now you know the premise. If you rode around in a piece of shit car, but you could honk a horn and it turned into this amazing vehicle, why wouldn't you just stay in the amazing vehicle?
That's a good
Why,
point.
why would you let it turn back into the schleppmobile?
I couldn't tell you why.
Um,
The questions that make you go,
I have seen the Kirby Love Bug movies, but
that's
in,
not Kirby, that's Herbie the Love Bug. Herbie.
oh,
Yeah, don't
right.
confuse Herbie the Love Bug with Kirby right back at you.
Oh,
Or with Wonderbug.
right. My bad.
Not to be confused with any other car like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Knight Rider.
Speed Buggy.
I have
Speed
seen
Buggy.
Knight Rider. I have seen Knight Rider. Knight Rider is good. I have seen Herbie Love Bug.
Yep. And
But I didn't
Wheelie
know,
and the Chopper Bunch.
I didn't know there was a car named Kirby.
Oh, yeah. Lorenzo says, let's see. I only saw Electra Woman and Dinah Girl as an adult when it was rerun on the Sci-Fi Channel. Both of those women were extremely hot, especially Dinah Girl. You're damn right.
Well, Deidre Hall, I think
Lorenzo?
that's a bit of a name there because I think she's been in a few things.
Dinah Girl.
Yeah, because she's got a few credits there.
Let me see. Let's look at her now.
Well, she'd probably be, if I had to guess, she'd probably be like in her 70s probably by now.
Well, I mean, let's just see what's up. The cast and characters.
I actually have her. I'm right now bringing up her IMDb.
Electra Woman was Deidre Hall. Judy Strangest was Dinah Girl.
Yeah.
So let's get a look at her. Oh, let me share a screen because we don't do this in private. We're above board here. We're going to a wiki, which is, Wikipedia. All right, so here we go. Let's see her voiceovers. She did Hanna-Barbera's Roman Holidays, Butch Cassidy, as well as Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. And then Goldie Gold and Action Jack, Saturday Supercade, Moon Dreamers.
Oh, you're talking about the Judy Strangest?
Yeah. So let's look at what she looks like. Let's see. Here we go. There she is, and she's still hot. She's still hot. Let's put in that dreaded word today. She's still hot, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Oh, no, she's still hot. Okay, so my dreams can still come true. Oh, no. Say it isn't so. Judy.
All right.
That's an ugly picture. Oh, that's not her, though. That's Catherine Valentine. So, all right. Yeah, Judy is still a hottie. Let's get a little bio on her. Let's see.
Well, I'm looking up the. I actually have the.
You looking up Electra Woman?
I have the IMDb page for Electra Woman and Dinah Girl up. You want me to share that?
Well, hold on a second here. Let's see. Judy Strangest was born in 1949. Wow. So she's even older than I am, but she looks better than I do. Let's see here.
So that would make her 72, maybe 73, depending upon when her actual date of birth was.
I can't do math. So 73 years old. She's probably not still hot, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh, the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain.
And I guess it says that she stopped acting in 1994.
Okay. All right. But nevertheless, Judy, if you're out there and by some freak of nature you see this, just know you captured a young boy's heart and fancy and made my sheets sticky.
Probably a little more information than anybody really needed or wanted to know there, Doc.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I know it's a joke.
It's a
joke.
Okay.
Too much information.
Yeah. Here's a Deidre Hall, who played Electra Woman, was born in 47. So they were only like 2 years apart from each other.
So Electra Woman was not really old enough to be her mom. She was just like an older sister. So she's 75 years old if she's still alive.
Yeah,
And
she is.
see.
Because I'm looking at Deidre Hall's I'm looking at her IMDb. It just says born October 31st, 1947 in Milwaukee.
Well, now you got to look up Holly from Land of the Lost. Lorenzo probably knows it off the top of his head.
Kathy
So, Mike,
Coleman.
find out what you can for us. Anth, I see you shopping around for somewhere else to go hang out. He's like, Vic, are you streaming tonight? I don't blame you. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong damn. There we go.
Well, my guess is most of those people who were stars like in the 70s are like, Kathy Coleman here, are like probably now in their, probably like in their 70s now anyways,
Oh, there we go.
Actually, she'd probably be more like in her 60s, but let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Kathy Coleman was born February 18th, 1962. So she's 59 right now. She'll be
she's
60.
my age.
She'll be turning like 60 next month.
I just had deja vu for the stream.
Deja vu.
She's my age, so let's see what she looks like now. Pull up a picture and share it with us, Mike. I'll share your screen.
Well, the only picture they got here is from her days on Land of the Lost. So on the IMDb, so I may have to go look for that.
Well, yeah, you got to get creative with this stuff, man.
Well, I can. It's just going to take me a moment here.
Doesn't take me a moment. I'm there already. Bam.
Oh, you already found it? You already found what you were looking for?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's share screen.
Go for it, then.
And Steven's like, I don't know these old people. I don't want to see this. So, oh, my God. Here she is today.
She doesn't really look that bad.
Oh, no, you didn't actually say that. Let me help you out here. Let me find her.
That's a nice painting.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah, I could see your point.
That is an orc. That's an orc.
Yeah, it looks a little scarry there too. It's like
that girl has done some meth. I'm just gonna say now, Kathy, if you're watching, that is just my personal joke. It's a joke.
Well, for all we know, Doc, she may have suffered, the same fate as a lot of child actors.
Sure.
That's a common problem. A lot of times when they start off young like that, what ends up happening is because they're growing up as TV stars, they're not really being given the opportunity to go out and live life and learn more about how to live in the real world. So,
yeah, because when I was going to exploit my children with Hollywood, that shit just didn't work out. Because, I was just going to exploit them and, get all their money and whatever. But it just didn't seem like a financially viable option. What do you think, Steven?
I was talking to someone about child actors, and we pretty much discussed that with someone who's a child actor, they don't really get much of a childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're mostly on TV.
Right. Now, since you're on the younger side, Would you want to be a rich, successful, young child TV star?
Actually, I have thought about what if I chosen acting, and my thought was is to is to go through my childhood first, and then uh, and then and then try to get into acting.
Yep. But now, see, as an older adult, the wall hits all women. That's very true. Let me make that point before I make the other point. You know, I used to tell my guys in counseling all the time that relationships, you know, looks draw us to one another, but you better find something to talk about. And if you think I'm wrong, go out to a nursing home and find the sexiest chick laid up in a bed. Okay, you're not going to find them. You got to find somebody that you can connect with. All right. So
Yeah,
having said,
actually, after Land of the Lost finished up, apparently she doesn't have any other acting credits up until about 2020 here, where she was Holly Trampoline Kid in The Last Page of Summer. She was
okay,
Holly in TV Therapy in 2020. This is all three of these are 2020, and the last one is 2021.
okay,
Will and Holly from TV Therapy, which I don't know if that's supposed to mean that they
that
had Will
TV
and Holly
therapy,
Marshall on.
they
And then
did. They brought the child actors on to talk to them. But my
Jane
point
and
that I
Land
want
talk
to
show guest, and then in 2021 she was June in Fall.
make, okay,
So
but my point I was going to make to young Stephen here is, as an older adult, I'm thinking about, like, all right, Stephen, like if you were my kid, I would totally exploit you for the money.
Uh, Honestly, I would not like that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't care. See, I'm a cold
Yeah.
and heartless father. I'm kidding. My kids love me. They sit. Listen, my kid gets me the same gift. My youngest son gets me the same gift every single holiday. A big old bucket full of nothing and a card that says, "Yeah, you did the best you could." That's a joke. See, joke.
Yeah.
See, it's a joke, Aunt Lorenzo.
But yeah, I think there's one actor that has been exploited, and it was by his father,
Hmm.
and that would be the first actor who was in Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
listen. I don't want to go into the childhood trauma of all these people because they've
Yeah.
all been through it.
They've all been
All of
through it. Yeah.
them. The main thing is that their parents profited by it, and that's a good thing. Okay, let's just remember that.
Yeah.
My,
Gaining financial stability while losing mental stability.
yes, yes. Well,
That's quite a trade-off there.
you have two kids. You see, you have one kid that you exploit, and then you keep one to love and raise and nurture. The one you exploit pays for that other child, you know, getting trips to Six Flags and the Bahamas. Well, okay, I'm going to the Bahamas. The kid's going to go to Six Flags or some shit. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Okay, Lorenzo. Let me grab that. Here's a nice photo of Kathy. Oh, it actually is a nice one. He wasn't being insouciant. So let me share a screen here. But we all saw that other one, right? I mean, was that Photoshopped, do you think?
It actually, it looked like some of those wrinkles look more like scars.
It's kind of a thing where you kind of hope it's photoshopped.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if this more accurately represents her, then she's lovely. Just lovely. But if she's that other one, no more sticky sheets for her. Just saying. Listen, when you walk into your teenager's room and you see the crusty sock by the bed, you don't discuss it. You don't embarrass the child. You just say, throw that shit in the washing machine. Vic, hopefully we'll start a stream and you were all invited. So that's Ant's way of saying, hey, Doc, I'm a pal. I'm supporting you. I'm hanging out here because I'm bored. But, if Vic starts a stream, jump over there. Actually, Anth, you're quite right. I probably will. I made homemade spaghetti tonight, guys. And understand this. When I cook spaghetti, there's like 5 noodles and the rest of it's meat and sauce. Okay. Because I'm not into the noodles. That means there's a big ass pot of it in the fridge and all those flavors are getting to know each other and they're coming together and they're singing Kumbaya. And that means when I go back in there and I heat some up and I put it on some garlic toast, it's going to be good. But I don't know if you guys have noticed. Mike, you wouldn't have noticed because you haven't been around as long as Steven has in my orbit here. I have lost 20 pounds. And says, yeah, I'm fucked up mentally. Anthony, you're good people. But I've lost 20 pounds. I mean, and it's starting to show. When I trim my goatee, I think I'll look a little slimmer and won't look so puffy. So there's that. You're supposed to say congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
God dang, man. Damn it, Mike.
Well, I can be the in the act. You can always count on me to be the straight man.
Well, wait a minute. That wasn't a joke. I really have lost 20 pounds.
Well, congratulations, sincerely, man.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for because God knows I'm not getting that validation from Tacey. She does. Listen, there's 2 things you'll never get from my wife. You're never going to get praise and you're never going to get sympathy. Like, if I had a heart attack, she would say, don't do that on the carpet. Let's see. Yeah. Lorenzo says, Kathy Coleman wrote Lost Girl, the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, Kathleen. It sounds like she went through a rough spell, but recovered. Well, good. I'm glad she recovered. And Lorenzo, I think she probably owes that to you and the Slee Stack Nation for being there for her through that. What was I saying so my doctor told me, look, it's either lose some of this weight, get your cholesterol under control, and get your A1C, because it was just a little bit high, under control, or I'm going to put you on all these meds. And I hate taking medicine. So I have eaten no bread, no sugar added, pretty much an Atkins diet, just a lot of protein, eat the meats, chicken, fish, eating very healthy, no sugar drinks at all. I drink my coffee black, and these are bottled water, and you put a Weiler's sugar-free peach tea in there, and it's the only one I can drink, so no sodas, and it seems to be working. So the next time I go back, she better tell me my lab work is better. Otherwise, I'm not doing this. I'm going to go make a sandwich this big with mayo.
Well,
it kind of reminds me of Bill Cosby's character on the Cosby Show, Cliff Huxtable, when they were getting on him about his health issues. And
yes, this is true, but we don't want to make that comparison. I am not Bill Cosby.
Well, I wasn't saying you were. I was talking more about the character, but I get what you're saying.
Tall, skinny, long-haired Jesus freak is my buddy Charles, my best friend of 30 years. Good to see you, sir. He types in S. Thank you for that profound wisdom, Charles. Charles is actually going to be starting a YouTube channel, and it is going to be a Christian YouTube channel. He is a minister, and he'll be he says start eating some real food. Charles, by the way, is about this big around, and he has hair that he can tuck in his back pockets. Okay, so he is indeed a tall, skinny, long-haired Jesus freak.
What would people do if they labeled me a Jesus freak? What would people say when they find out it's true? I don't really care if they label me a Jesus freak. That ain't no God of the truth.
Okay, so there's your theme song, Charles. I'll be sure to cut that for you and send it to you.
Actually, it's from a group called DC Talk. They're the ones who originally. I may have actually had the lyrics a little off there, but
Well, Charles says start eating some real food, and this is a joke between he and I because Charles is a bachelor, and when he gets home, I say, "What are you having for dinner?" And he's just going to rip the top off a can. Whatever's in the can, I eat it, or a frozen dinner or whatever. And technically, I sort of do that too. It's like there's this one cabinet in the kitchen that my wife stocks up, and she calls it man food. There's the man food. It's Vienna sausage, potted meat, spam, chili with no beans, anything you can rip the top off of and just eat it, tuna, whatever. Man food. So you can heat it if you want to, but real men eat that shit right out the can. Just saying. Stephen B., do you do that?
Yeah. I would pretty much just go over to the cabinet and just see what can I open up and eat.
Yeah. Can I just rip the top off of this and eat it? Like before I went on the diet, if we got croutons for a salad, they never made it to the salad. That was a snack. Eat the croutons.
But yeah, I'm trying to lose weight too. And how I'm trying to do it is I've been drinking mostly water, and I've been doing a routine workout.
Okay, all right. I can't work out anymore because I have a heart condition and I have a hernia, so I can't lift and I can't get aerobic. Hey, Charles.
Howdy.
How are you, brother?
Charles Adams, is this the tall, skinny,
yes,
long-haired Jesus freak?
Yes. Charles, say hi to Mike and to Stephen.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Stephen is a comic book artist, and Mike has a comic book review channel where he talks about old comics, about manga, anime, and other such related thingies.
I'm more of a niche commentator, really, is what it boils down to.
Ant says, bread sucks, but I keep getting fat. Well, Ant, beer is carbonated bread. So there you go. What's going on, Charles?
I've just been busy packing up boxes.
Yep. Charles is moving this weekend. You want to tell your horror story about what happened in your apartment?
A few months ago, my apartment flooded with raw sewage from other people's toilets.
Oh.
Yuck.
And mind you,
it was
Charles has in that apartment 35,000 comics and collectibles.
And let me guess, they all got ruined.
No, but go ahead, Charles. Tell them the horror story.
Fortunately, they did not all get ruined, but about 2 long boxes of comic books did get ruined, and one of those was an X-Men 94.
X-Men 94, as in from the TV series, or the TV?
X-Men 94, as in from 1973, the reappearance of X-Men. Yeah. Anyway, my apartment complex treated me like dirt through the whole thing, and so I'm gonna shake the dust off of my feet when I leave this place.
Yep, moving into a much
nicer
place. All right, Charles. Anth wants to know. Hold on, Mike. Anth wants to know, Charles. Are you going to talk about how the angels and basically about the giants be the product of angels?
You're basically talking about the Nephilim.
The Nephilim, yes. The giants.
I'm sure at probably some point I'll discuss the Nephilim, since there's a lot of confusion about who they were.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, here's one for you. Do you know why David had the faith to face down Goliath? Charles knows because I've told him my research finding.
What was the question again?
Why David wasn't afraid to go out and face Goliath?
Well, because he knew he had faith in God. That's why.
Well, yeah, but he had faith in a particular promise. If you go back several chapters, the prophet Samuel comes and he anoints David as king of Israel. Well, when he goes out onto the battlefield, he ain't king yet. There's no crown on his head, so I can't die before I'm crowned. So I know I'm going to kill this dude because the promise of God was already on him. So bam, bam, there it is. Says Stephen.
Sorry, I was drinking my water.
No worries.
What I was thinking, of course, was, for Charles' situation with his apartment complex, I think, President Trump had a very interesting term probably for your apartment complex.
Yes.
That he applied to countries.
Yes. You can say shithole. He's heard the word before.
Yeah.
I
was just trying to be cute about it. Yeah, you're right. I could probably do it like a lot of people, just go shithole.
Yep.
But it's like sometimes it's actually funnier when you don't say it, you just drop the little hints, or you get ready to say it and somebody just cuts you off. Like it reminds me of a scene from.
My goatee is crooked. It is bothering me. The left side is longer than the right side.
Yeah, it reminds me of a scene from
Star
Trek: The Next Generation where Data is reporting to Captain Picard. I think it was like the Naked Now episode where Data's telling, the crew seems to be singing this particular limerick, and I don't understand it. And then Captain Picard ask him to say it. There was this lady from Venus whose head was shaped like and then Picard cut him off.
Yep.
Just cut him off because he knew what was coming.
There was actually a dirty limerick from World War II that wasn't dirty by our standards, but the sailors on the ships would sing, I like to go swimming with bow-legged women and swim between their legs, swim between their legs. I like to go swimming with bow-legged women and I swim between their legs.
You know something? It's funny because I remember that from a Popeye cartoon.
If Popeye ever sang that, I want the receipts.
Well, he not only sang it, but as I remember the cartoon, it's not only did he sing it, but it would be like he would actually in the cartoon, if I remember correctly, would because you know how Olive Oil had those long legs, right?
What's up, Smirk? The link's at the top if you want to pop in.
She would bend her knees apart to widen it, and then Papa would like swim right under it.
Oh, Mike, you got to find that.
I gotta find that.
I know. Smirk says, "What a thing to enter in on." All together, boys. I like to go swimming with bow-legged women and swim between their legs. Swim between their legs. All right, I need to shut up. My wife's trying to sleep, and I'm being loud. That's. Smirk says, "Sup, everybody." Say hi to Smirk.
Hey, Smirk.
Hi, Smirk.
I'm poking you in the head, Charles. Say hi to Smirk.
Hi.
So, Charles, we were talking before you came in about the childhood cartoons we watched when we were young. And particularly, I had been talking about the Sid and Marty Krofft shows, Land of the Lost, Dr. Shrinker, Wonderbug. What were you watching when you were a young?
Well, the Sid and Marty Krofft stuff wasn't cartoons.
I know. I said cartoons.
I remember Electro Woman from them. Oh. Well, I loved Electro Woman. I actually bought the full season of Electro Woman on DVD.
There you go.
See, I remember
Dinah Girl
Super
was
Friends.
my thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Super
Friends was probably the first one I watched
and
really liked. But then, of course, in the 80s, it was G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah. Yep. G.I. Joe, Transformers, and what with Thundercats?
Oh, yeah. Thundercats and He-Man, all that.
Yep. And it's funny because we're going by generations here. So, Stephen B., what were the cartoons you grew up on when you were, like yesterday, a kid?
The shows I grew up on were Spider-Man the Animated Series, Batman, X-Men, and Static Shock.
Okay.
And there was a whole bunch of others that I would name, but I'm not going to name right now because it's such a long list.
Because it's a long list? Okay. Yeah, I really don't think anybody had it any better than my generation. As good as all y'all stuff was, we had Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner,
Those two.
all the Warner Brother tunes. I can't say all of them were first runs because those started in the 40s and I weren't born yet, but they were still making them fresh when I was young. And I enjoyed them.
Used to watch the WWE Kids.
Really?
The Warner Bros. Kids show.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, the Animaniacs.
Yeah.
It's time for Animaniacs.
And there's Fox Kids too.
Yep.
Which was a really good television program. Unfortunately, it was kind of short. It felt kind of short-lived.
Yeah. But lots of when I was young, the cartoons were the Herculoids, Thundar the Barbarian, Planet of the Apes, Johnny Quest, Hercules, Sinbad the Sailor,
Freakazoid.
No, Freakazoid was way. I was doing comic books when Freakazoid came out. So yeah, good times, good times. All right, what you got, Mike? Did you find it?
I'm just trying to see now, but I haven't been able to find it as of yet. But just
Uh-oh. Obviously, I've been drinking now. My hands are bleeding because I forgot to put lotion on. It happens every winter. Oh, man, I hate to hear that. Well, guys, I'm actually going to wrap this one up. I've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes. I'm going to go.
Yeah, sorry about that, Duck. I could have sworn I just don't remember the name of the.
No worries, brother. Between now and then, one of us will find it. I want to thank Mike for hanging out, Stephen for hanging out, Charles.
Thank you.
Hey, I always love to hang out and just talk niche and just.
Yep. My internet door is always open, and of course my front door. You know right where it's at, Charles. You're always welcome. Smirk, glad to have you. Anth, a pleasure to have you, sir. Mr. Yanafui popped in with us. Lorenzo Sleestack, always a pleasure to have you. We had some other folks here. I'm trying to remember who it was that popped in. Yanafui, Anth.
Did you name Lorenzo yet?
I did. I named Lorenzo. Miss Raina, thank you for being on the panel and popping in. Intense Webs, always a pleasure to have you here. Andy, it was good to see you, even though you just popped in and called me bald. And of course, Pops popped in for just a second. So good to see everybody. I hope you have a blessed evening, and I'll catch you next time. The doctor is out.